Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanim. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could, please click that like button, turn it into a rocket, and send it to the stratosphere. Got a good one for you today. Today, we're going to be analyzing a document from the Bank of International Settlements. We're going to begin right here. Let's jump right into it. No need to skip forward this time. And it begins with, indeed, there are good arguments against a one-tier system fully operated by the central bank, i.e. a direct CBDC. Direct CBDCs would imply a large shift of operational tasks. Let me pause there. I want people to pay very close attention to this. There's been a lot of FUD about the banks putting out their own digital currencies without the need of XLM, XRP, Algorand in this interoperable system. And now here, what I'm going to read to you is key and should give you a lot of confidence in what you hold. Pay very close attention to this, I beg of you. Direct CBDCs would imply a large shift of operational tasks associated with user-facing activities from the private sector to the central bank. These include account opening, account maintenance, and the enforcement of AML/CFT rules, as well as day-to-day customer service. Such a shift would detract from the role of the central bank as a relatively lean and focused public institution at the helm of economic policy. They can't do it. They are telling you, hey, listen, we need the private sector. We need XLM, Algorand, XRP, protocols of the like to do these things for us. We want to remain lean. How did they phrase it? They want to continue to be relatively lean and focused, and it would detract from their day-to-day things that they do right now. It would detract from that. They have no interest in that whatsoever. So while I am hearing a lot of people filled with the fear that the Fed and the central banks will come out their own, and while that is a possibility, they are telling you in their own documents, this document is from BIS.org/publ/ARPDF/AR2021E3.htm. Now I'm saying it because right now I don't have a lot of time. I typically don't release videos on Mondays, but I needed to get this information to you quickly. This is a beautiful thing. Let's continue on from here. Equally important is the long-term impact on innovation. Banks, fintechs, and big techs are best placed to use their expertise and creativity to lead innovative initiatives and integrate payment services with consumer platforms and other financial products. Central banks should actively promote such innovations, not hinder them. I love the Bank of International Settlements. They speak with such authority and clarity on the issues. Unlike some of their counterparts, I love the Boston Fed, but there are other parts of the Fed that have been saying things that are illogical. The Bank of International Settlements here and in most of the documents that I have presented to you here on this channel has been completely logical. Let's continue on here. Most fundamentally, a payment system in which the central bank has a large footprint would imply that it could quickly find itself assuming a financial intermediation function that private sector intermediaries are better suited to perform. This is what I was saying before. XLM, XRP, Algorand, they're better suited for this. Security, speed. The Bank of International Settlements knows this. They are going to use their weight and their word and their respect to make sure that this is felt across the board. And they have been doing that. There are resistors. This is why you and I cannot rest on our laurels. So when we can, and this is not everyone, okay, but just to those who are willing, when we can, we must reach out to individuals within the banking system, within the governments, and let them know, hey, we're pro central bank digital currency built on the blockchain. We want this. We desire it so for a myriad of reasons and make our voices heard and felt so that way we can make these millions of dollars. Money doesn't make itself, people. We must take action sometimes. At least I'm taking action. I've been on the phone quite a few times and have made a few phone calls to the Bank of International Settlements, who is quite professional, I might add, and quite enjoyable to speak to as well. Now, let's continue on here. Most fundamentally, a payment system, okay, I think we read that already. Let's move forward a little bit here. For these reasons, CBDCs are best designed as a part of a two-tier system. Didn't we speak about that before? Where the central bank and private sector each play their respective role. A logical step in their design is to delegate the majority of operational tasks and consumer-facing activities to commercial banks and non-bank PSPs that provide retail services on a competitive level playing field. Level playing field. We've heard that many times, haven't we not? Yes, we have. So what are they telling us here? Once again, they are just simply reiterating, using different wording, of course, but they're reiterating the fact that they have no desire to produce their own central bank digital currency. At least this is what they're saying in this document here, which means that what you hold, XLM, Algorand, XRP, and a few others, what you are holding is highly valuable. Highly valuable. And I'm going to float another idea that I put out there before, is that I don't believe that there is enough XRP, Algorand, and XLM to go around. It's going to become very rare if the banks, and I said this before, if the banks began to buy all of them up. But I didn't think that they would, I didn't think about this before. They might need to buy all of them up. And by needing to buy all of them to utilize them in this system, because let's be real, what do you have, like the amount of XRP, XLM, and Algorand put together, I'm not certain that it's enough to act as the rails completely of all the different fiat. It would have to constantly be in flow, And the banks would need all that they could possibly handle, which would mean that the price would have to be exponentially higher than you or I are probably thinking about right now, in my opinion. Just going by logic, the constant flow, the constant need of that is going to make the price be almost unbelievable, in my opinion, when we're talking about moving quadrillions of dollars back and forth through these particular protocol. And that would mean that what we are holding is wealth beyond our dreams, possibly wealth beyond our wildest dreams, because we're dreaming right now. But I do believe that there's a possibility that this could go much bigger than what we are thinking. Let's continue on with this document. For these reasons, CBDCs are designed as are best designed as part of a two-tier system where the central bank and private sector each play their respective role. A logical step in their design is to delegate the majority of operational tasks and consumer-facing activities to commercial banks and non-bank PSPs that provide retail services on a competitive level playing field. Meanwhile, the central bank can focus on operating the core of the system, which I agree with. If it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. Do what you're good at and allow those others who have that particular expertise in moving currencies cross-border and elsewhere, allow them to do what they're best at, and everyone operates as their own cogs in the machine, if you will, and it is a well-flowing system that is going to make everyone so much money, and it's going to save everyone even more money. Let's continue on here. Meanwhile, the central bank can focus on operating the core of the system. It guarantees the stability of value, ensures the elasticity of the aggregate supply of money, and oversees the system's overall security. There are some very nice pictures here and images as such. We will continue on. However, as households and firms hold direct claims on the central bank in a retail CBDC, some operational involvement of the central bank is inevitable. Exactly where the line is drawn between the respective roles of the central bank and private PSPs depends on data governance and the capacity for regulation of PSPs. The capacity for regulation. This is why Many of the wise ones have been saying that regulatory clarity is all that stands between you and I, possibly. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But possibly all that stands between you and I and millions of dollars is regulatory clarity. These protocols need to be regulated. Crypto needs to be regulated in order for the banks to step in. And then you're going to see what a real whale is. You're going to see what real whale money is. Money like you couldn't believe. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Nothing is guaranteed in life. But when you have a once in a lifetime opportunity, I don't know about you, but I'm going to seize it. I must seize it. Let's continue on. One possibility is an operational architecture in which the private sector onboards all clients. All clients. That is unbelievable. Do you understand what they're saying here? How many people in the world would need to use a central bank digital currency? Can you imagine XLM, Algorand, XRP onboarding everyone? My goodness, the price just keeps going up in my head. Piles of money. Muy linda, mi gente. Oh, delicioso. Private sector onboards all clients, is responsible for enforcing AML/CFT regulations, of course, and ongoing due diligence, and conducts all retail payments in real time. However, the central bank also records retail balances. This hybrid CBDC architecture allows the central bank to act as a backstop to the system. Should a PSP fail, the central bank has the necessary information, the balances of the PSP's clients, allowing it to substitute for the PSP and guarantee a working payment system. So they're just saying one system backs up another. So where it's a can't fail system. And if you actually look at all of the updates that XLM has done, XRP has done, Algorand has done to ensure that payments are always going through, always flowing, always secure, you can see that they're trying to even preemptively make sure that these things are not going to happen. That way the banks have even more surety that they don't have to really do too much and worry too much or step out of the bounds of which they are comfortable, which is why I said before, they're very comfortable with the floating of the idea of utilizing these particular protocol that you and I hold. I want to keep reiterating that, that what we hold is extremely special. And I believe it's possible, no guarantees, but it's possible that what we hold could become very rare, which will make the worth and the value skyrocket. Unbelievable. I'm so excited. Like I have fun with this, man. Let's go a little bit further. This hybrid CBDC architecture allows the central bank to act as a backstop to the payment system. Should a PSP fail? Okay, we covered that already. The ECNY, the CBDC issued by the People's Bank of China and currently in a trial phase, exemplifies such a hybrid design. An alternate model is one in which the central bank does not record retail transactions. So it's just like cash. But only the wholesale balances of individual PSPs. The detailed records of retail transactions are maintained by the PSP. The benefits of such an intermediated CBDC architecture would be a diminished need for centralized data collection and perhaps better data security due to the decentralized nature of record keeping. Aspects that have been discussed in several advanced economies. By reducing the concentration of data, remember, there's a lot of people have a problem with that collection of data and such and privacy when it comes to governments and central banks and central bank digital currencies and such like this. But pay attention to what they're saying right here. By reducing the concentration of data, such designs could also enhance privacy. The downside is that the additional safeguards and prudential standards would be necessary, as PSPs would need to be supervised to ensure at all times that the wholesale holdings they communicate to the central bank accurately reflect the retail holdings of their clients, which makes perfect sense to me. Like, if I'm dealing with you with money, I would like to know that what you're telling me about the money that is coming in and going out is accurate. And if I was on that end, you should want to check me as well. And if I'm on the up and up, I have no problem with that. The system continues to function, and it ensures that everything is secure. Sounds good to me. Let's continue on here. An important aspect of any technical system for a CBDC is that it embodies a digital ledger recording who has paid what to whom and when. The ledger effectively serves as the memory of all transactions in the economy. The idea that money embodies the economy's memory means that a key design choice is whether a CBDC should rely on a trusted central authority to maintain the transactions ledger, or whether it is based on a decentralized governance system. In both a hybrid and an intermediated architecture, the central bank can choose to run the infrastructure to support record keeping, messaging, related tasks, or delegate these tasks to a private sector provider. Assessing the merits of each approach is an area of ongoing research. We know that. We know that the MIT has been doing a lot of research. There are other entities who are doing research on central bank digital currencies, running tests, pilot runs, things of that nature. Data is being collected, and I'm actually looking forward to a very big report. Allegedly, they're going to release it in July. This is what was said. Of course, things can be adjusted. I just want the data to be accurate and us be able to discuss it, analyze it, and make a few decisions possibly off of what is being said in that particular release once it is released. Let's continue on here. So-called permission DLT is envisioned in many current CBDC prototypes. In the process of updating ledger payment records, such permission DLT systems borrow concepts from decentralized cryptocurrencies, but remedy the problems due to illicit activity by allowing validation only by a network of vetted or permissioned validators. So wow, they figured out a lot. I mean, from the time we first start covering CBDCs to now, they have figured out a lot and ironed out a lot of things. It's going very, very good. Why am I excited about that? And why should you be excited about that? It means that lots of money is close to being in our hands, in our pockets, in our accounts. Is very, in my opinion, I mean, there's no time period, allotted to any of this. It happens when it happens, so to speak, but I feel it's pretty close. Let's go on a little bit further. Permission DLT designs may have economic potential in financial markets and payments due to enhanced robustness and the potentially lower cost of achieving good governance as compared with systems with central intermediary. However, such resilience does not come for free, as an effective decentralized design that ensures the right incentives of the different validators is costly to maintain. On balance, a trusted centralized design may often be superior, as it depends less on aligning the incentives of multiple private parties. These design choices will also have a bearing on the industrial organization of the market for payments. They will determine the requirements for data governance and privacy, as well as the resultant DNA loop and market structure. In the hybrid CBDC model, the central bank would have access to the full record of CBDC transactions. This would lead to a competitive level playing field among private PSPs. Competitive, but level playing field. This is what we're seeing already taking place. So you see XLM making innovations and always improving. You see Algorand making innovations and always improving. So, and also XRP. So you already have this competition, but what it does is it's a healthy competition where they push each other to become better and better and better and better with interoperability that benefits not only each other, but it benefits the banking system and benefits us who stand to benefit from all of this monetarily. All right. Level playing field, because there's interoperability, all of them can be used at any time, crossing over to the other. All of their transaction times are extremely fast. All of them are extremely secure. I mean, it is the perfect system. I mean, as far as what we can put together now, it is the perfect system. Let's continue on here. This would lead to a competitive level playing field among private PSPs, but comes at the expense of a greater concentration of data in the hands of the central bank itself. Additional data governance requirements may be needed in such cases. As we discussed below, an intermediated CBDC model would have economic consequences that are similar to those of today's retail FPS. These are based on an open architecture in which PSPs retain an important role in protecting consumer data. In such systems, APIs ensure interoperability and data access between PSPs. There goes interoperability again. We just spoke about that. Thereby avoiding closed networks. This would simplify the settlement process. Further, a level playing field ensures that network effects will facilitate a virtuous cycle of greater user participation and lower costs through competition and private sector innovation. It's very interesting. The Bank of International Settlements is saying the same thing that I have been saying for months. I believe the reasoning is because this is completely logical. As I stated before, competition will ensure that these protocols, these cryptocurrency companies are improving those protocols constantly with speed, better security. This is what they're saying here in this document. So I believe that all of us who are in the know of these cryptocurrencies and what they do, and the Bank of International Settlements, we are all on the same page. And that, my friends, is muy linda. All right, so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Man, I'll tell you what, that makes Algorand, XLM, and XRP that much more valuable in my eyes. And that price is going to raise. Can I do one raise it toe? Just one raise it toe. Just one. Raise it toe. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do. So until next time, let's get to the money.